Welcome to GMAT 41 Basic Class Channel. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve a quadratic equation by getting the quadratic equation that has a given root. You know, when you are given a quadratic equation and asked to solve, you solve and obtain what we call the roots of that quadratic equation, which of course are the values of the unknown. Usually there are two of them. So is it possible for you to get back that quadratic equation using the roots of that quadratic equation? The roots are also called the zeros of the quadratic equation. Simply, can you use the answers, right, of the unknown of a quadratic equation to get back that quadratic equation? This video lesson will cover that. On the board here, I have this question, and we are asked to construct a quadratic equation with the roots 1 and one whole number 1/2, which means we have this quadratic equation which, if you solve it, the answers you're going to get, which are the roots of the equation, will be 1 and then one whole number 1/2. So I want to find out what that quadratic equation is, and I hope we are ready. So to solve this is very simple. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. So we are going to say let x be equal to 1 or x equal to one whole number 1/2. So with these roots of the quadratic equation, with these answers of the unknown quadratic equation, we are going to generate that quadratic equation back. To do that, we'll move these answers to meet x. And when we move these roots of the quadratic equation to meet the x represents the unknown, the variable in that quadratic equation. You can use any other alphabet, y, t, if you so wish. The choice is yours. So all I have to do, like I said, is to move this 1 to meet x. So it's going to become x minus 1. I'll put that in brackets, and then I'll do same for the second root. To do that, I'll open another bracket. Please, let us quickly convert this to improper fraction as we move it to meet x. 2 times 1 will give us 2. Add it to this 1, you're going to get 3. So this becomes 3/2. Move it to x, you have x minus 3/2. Now once you move these roots to meet, the x, you have to multiply the 2 times you have here, which are 2 brackets, then make it equal to 0. At this point, your problem is as good as solved. What you now need to do is to expand the bracket. Expanding the bracket, this x we multiply this x, we are going to get x raised to the power of 2. This x we multiply minus 3/2, and that will give us minus 3/2x. You notice that we have used this x to multiply this bracket. We are going to repeat the same thing by using the second term in this bracket, which is minus 1, to multiply this bracket as well too. So minus 1 times x will give us minus x. We're going to use minus 1 to multiply minus 3/2. Minus times minus gives us plus. And then 1 times 3/2 will give us 3/2. I am done expanding, so I have to equate everything to 0. And so with this, all I have to do is to simplify the left-hand side further. To simplify that, all I just need to do here is to clear the fraction. We don't like seeing fractions in quadratic equation. So as much as possible, we need to clear this fraction. To clear the fraction, you need to use the LCM to multiply each of the numerators. I think I've taught this under simple equation. You can check through in this channel, GMAT 41 basic class, and learn how to clear your fractions. So the LCM here is 2, which is the LCM of the denominator. Is 2. We shall use 2 to multiply each of the numerators. So we would have 2 times this will give us 2x squared. Then 2 times 3x over 2. These two will cancel that 2 that is easy to multiply. So you'll be left with minus 3x. 2 times x will give us minus 2x. And then 2 times 3 over 2. That over 2 will cancel that 2. You'll be left with plus 3 equates to 0. At this point, you have minus 3x minus 2x, which will give us minus 5x. Therefore, the quadratic equation will now become 2x squared. This is minus 5x. And then we are adding plus 3 equates to 0. This is the quadratic equation that has the root 1 and one whole number 1 over 2. It simply means if you solve this quadratic equation, 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0, the answers, the values of x, the root of the equation, the zeros of this equation is going to be 1 and one whole number 1 over 2. How about you try that out? And then you can check at the background, you would see this quadratic equation solved with the answers therein. How about you use the answers x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 8 to generate back the quadratic equation that has the roots 1 and minus 8. So do that and find out. Drop your answer in the comment box below this video. I'll be seeing you in my next video.